Hi everyone, I'm going to react to Avatar: The Last Airbender, Book 1. Book 1, Chapter 5, yeah. And last episode, we met the warriors of Kyoshi and Suki particularly. I feel like, if I remember correctly, I feel like she's gonna be like an important character going forward, maybe. Aang was just having so much fun being in that village, whatever, because they were treating him like royalty and everything. And Katara was kept telling him like, we need to go, we can't stay here for long. But he's like, nope, I'm enjoying being the Avatar here, so I'm not leaving. And then Zuko got wind of where he was, and then he showed up, and then like the whole village was sort of like on fire. And Aang realized his mistake, and then they left. But before they left, he used what was that thing called again? The water dragon or whatever. He used it to douse the fire in the whole village, and then they left. So that's what happened last episode. And before we get into this one, if you guys have a reaction, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and please consider supporting my Patreon at patreon.com/Philimini, where you can find the full length of all my reactions and early access, and vote on polls of which anime I'm gonna react to next. So let's start this episode, and here we go. Okay guys, in case the reaction gets blocked and I had to cut out the reaction itself, you can just look in the pinned comment in the comment section where for the link to the reaction highlight itself, so you can just click on it, watch it, and then you just come back for my review. Has returned. Are we gonna see the Fire Lord in this episode? The King of Omashu. Oh, so it's the Earth Kingdom. Okay. Boomy? Did I... So it's all Abba's things. Well, he's 112, so... Snake way. Let me stop it. Why do I feel like they're not going to be friendly? I know that many people's favorite bending is Earth. The tower smile was so... What? How was she able to see people, whatever? Whoa. No, Apamumu. Oh my gosh. He was in there. Wow. Delivery? Wow. That's really cool. Boomy. That's Boomy? Of course. Yeah, but that was 100 years ago. So either Boomy's dead or he's like a really, 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 really super old. I will not do that at all. I will never do that. I will never do that. Nah. Is he behind them? What you gonna do? You destroying their system just because you want to have fun. They're gonna destroy that, right? Is that Boomy? I feel like that's Boomy. Because he's old. I want to look at his teeth. How did he become king? He's gonna recognize him, right? He's gonna be like, see? The teeth. That's a fun way to say it. Does that exist? I have no idea what the people Papa the locust, whatever. No, you're not. Nah, that was funny. I love it. The way they use the bending to create a door and then close it back up. And they just. Oh, oh, he went? Thought he was too tired. Oh, okay, too fat. He ate too much. Okay. The trial started. Okay. Ew. Okay. Go get it. It's not gonna be that easy. Instead of trying to climb the ladder up, yeah, up, I was about to say, okay, so the current's too strong. Nice. The king or whatever, he is Boomy, right? I don't know. Does he not recognize Aang? Oh, the king. I don't know if he's Boomy losing. Like, did he actually lose his mind? He's gonna choose the king, right? The king. Damn. Okay then. It was a trap. Huh. Uh-huh. Well, that didn't work. Charlie, earth bending is really cool. Picking up speed? Well, that didn't do you any good. Is he gonna drop it on him? That was really close. Dang. Okay. What are you trying to do with that? Cyclone? Ooh, that was nice. Why'd you stop? What? Yo. Exactly. Trying to make him see if he remembers. Boomy. Aww. Mm. Okay. Ozai. Oh, poor man. Off with their heads. When they went to the Earth Kingdom of Omashu and then um and talked about his friend Bumi that used to live there or something or other, and then they showed the king. I'm like, that's Bumi, right? Like, I don't know. The resemblance was uncanny, especially when they mentioned the fact that Aang has been is supposed technically supposed to be 112 years old, and then that's he's this guys as they went into the kingdom. At first, they said that they were the friendliest people in the world, but that was 100 years ago before the war. So I'm like, they're probably not that friendly anymore. And then they got there, then you see the guards just like being really hardcore about who they were gonna let into the kingdom or whatever. And then, whoa, what did he call himself again? Papa. He made up this long, weird name, and Katara was able to like pick it up so quickly. I'm like, really? You only heard like no one. I feel like no one in real life will be able to say that after hearing it once. You know, like even he practice. And they use Appas first to make that disguise, right? Bonzu pipen padlopsychopolis. What the freak? Pippen Padlopsychopolis. The third. Like, who would. I was trying to see maybe like they sort of like put a bunch of words that make sense together to form that long thing. But looking at it, I'm like, I don't know. Peep, pen, bad, lopus. I, I don't even know why I'm worried about that. But yeah, and they were able to get in. I love First of all, it's like the way when they let them pass, the opening of the doors or whatever, all those sort of like giant walls or something that's sort of like midway for them to pass through, and then the way they're what are they called again, the delivery service or something or other, was really cool. And then when okay, I understand, like it's hard for me sometimes to turn off my adult brain and put myself in their child mind, because when he got there and then they showed that flashback of him and Bumi about using the service, whatever, in a different way, in a more fun way, and then they, were using it as a slide. And then they got there and then, like, you see them basically destroying some stuff. Like, there was this man that was working on this vase, painting it and everything. Who knows how long that person has been working on that. And then they just crashed through it and broke the thing. And then there was the cabbage person. Like, probably that was a delivery or he's selling it or something, and then you destroyed his stuff. Like, it's hard sometimes for me to turn off that part of my brain when I see Aang trying to have fun, and then you see how that's affecting all the other people, around, like the buildings that were being sort of like destroyed a little bit and all of that. It's hard for me to turn that part of my brain off just because he's trying to have fun, But then I'm like, I have to, because this is like a kids show, and kids, that's what they do. They have fun and then they make a bunch of mess, like all around the way. So yeah, sometimes it's hard for me to just, I'm like, boy, like, stop it. But okay, they brought them to the king, to Bumi, and then Bumi was looking at them. I'm like, he probably recognized them, but Aang clearly did not. It's been 100 years, so he looks different. I mean, not to me, but to Aang, he looks different, so he didn't recognize him. And then the king was like, throw them in the. He was funny. All the jokes that he was cracking. I love the Sokka was like, let us leave, and then he's like, let us leave. Oh, that was funny to me. And I love Katara's expression of his crown is a little crooked. Like, that's another way of saying that someone has lost his mind. Like, there's the three-fourths short of a Happy Meal, those kind of expressions. I have never heard of the crown being crooked. So that was cool as well. So he's gonna make and go through these trials, and that they sort of like kidnapped and Sokka and Katara and put this rock thing on their finger, and he's like, the thing grows, so he better do the challenges quickly or apparently they're gonna die. So there was this key that he had to retrieve. There was this animal that he had to catch, whatever. And then there was the part where they said that he had to choose between the warriors. There were these two warriors that showed up, and he's like, just pick one, and the king was among them. So I'm like, I'm pretty sure he was gonna choose the king, and yeah, he chose the king, and the king was ripped. Bruh, the earth style of bending is so cool. I love that part where he's sort of like dropped onto the floor, and it sort of like sank to the floor and just sort of like appeared right next to Sokka and Katara. That was really cool. I really love that. It was just like, it was amazing. And then that part also where he created sort of like this giant boulder or whatever, and he was gonna launch it at Aang, and Aang was creating the cyclone and sort of like turned the thing back up to the king. That was really cool too. But by the end of it, basically Aang won all the challenges, but then he's like, what's my name? And then he had to go through all the things that he had to do to win all those challenges, and basically he had to think of them in a different way, I guess, so that he can win. And he's like, oh, that's how my friend Bumi used to, that's what he used to say and all that. So he's like, you Bumi, and then he's like, what did you make me go through all this? And that's when they mentioned Fire Lord Ozai. That's the first time I'm hearing the Fire Lord's name, Ozai, and he is Zuko's father, right? So yeah, he's just telling him that he needed to learn all the different elements, and he needs his friends and Momo with him to face the Fire Lord and all that. And then they had to Aang asked him, challenged him, I guess, to go on the ride again. And since the king is also a little crazy, of course he went along with it. Yeah, I love this. I love the introduction of the earth painting style, and how cool it is, and how, like, when they stuck Sokka and Aang and Katara into this room, there's not like a door, that you can just like open and go in. They create the door by using earth painting, and that's really cool to me. Like, I really loved it. Thank you guys for watching, and if you like this reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and if you want to see the next episode right now, you can do so by checking out my Patreon at patreon.com/feelingmeaning, and you can also see the full length of this reaction there as well. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.